Today I'm going to be showing you why men who date multiple women will oftentimes get treated better, and truthfully they get treated far better by the women who they see or that they consistently date that are in their lives. And a lot of you are not going to want to hear this, okay? A lot of you, it's going to be hard to internalize these truths, but as I show you this step by step, it's going to make it easier, and I'm going to show you this in a way where you can kind of adapt to this sort of way of thinking or even lifestyle to have it actually serve you to make your dating life far better. Now take a look at this. Today's MBT, masculine behavioral techniques, celebrity spotlight. I'm going to put this up on the screen. You can see word for word, he says, I haven't dated in 17 years and I have 3 gorgeous ladies lined up waiting. Guys, since I'm seeing students actually getting results like literally on a weekly basis with MBT, masculine behavioral techniques, what I want you to do after this video is over is I want you to go down below, click the link in the description and check out the full-length webinar presentation that I put together for you. So that way you can actually get results in your dating life as well, and you can get them at a far quicker pace. Let's dive in. Okay, like I said, these are going to be some uncomfortable truths that you're going to have to internalize, but truthfully, that's just how it is. So men who date multiple women get treated better by the women that they date, and I'm going to explain why. The truth is, women only respect a man with options, and you're going to notice this if you've ever dated a woman, not exclusively, or you don't push for a relationship. You're going to notice that this is oftentimes going to be the highest desire that a woman has for you, and I'm going to explain why. You see, women, like deep down, they want you to date other women. Now that does not mean that you have to sleep with them or sleep with all of them, or that doesn't mean you have to sleep with a ton of women. But they get turned on seeing you succeed with other girls. Okay, like a woman gets turned on and a woman feels safe when she sees that this man is highly desired. So what that means, you have to remember this at all times. A high value man, and that could be internal high value, meaning you have confidence within yourself, you live life on your own terms, okay, you don't get attached, you are content with your own life's purpose, all of that good stuff. Or even a high value man on the external, meaning you have looks, you have money, you have status, you're smart, you're competent, you're well liked within your social networks and between your peers. Okay, regardless, a high value man on the internal or external can never maintain the attraction of a woman if she's not able to see that other women are into you. If she's not able to see with her own 2 eyes that other women are into you, other women would like to get your attention, other women find you highly desirable, it's very hard for that woman to stay turned on by you. So high sexual market value in a woman's eyes, this is what it means. The first thing that it means is other women want you, and she can physically see that with her own 2 eyes. She has to compete for your time, which means like your time is a scarce resource, which naturally makes your attention a scarce resource, which naturally means you are a scarce resource, which means that she finds you highly desirable. I mean, you can think about this with anything. If I give you a watch, okay, and I say this is a expensive watch, okay, you might look at it as, oh, it's cool, it's an expensive watch. But if I show you a different watch and I say this is only 1 of 10, this watch is only 1 of 10 made of this specific kind, and it's highly desirable because everybody's competing for 1 of these, and they're never going to make any more than 10 of this exact watch, you naturally have higher perceived value of that watch that's scarce, okay? So when you have limited time and a woman has to work for that time, she values it more. And it doesn't matter if that time is spent working or entertaining other dating options or hanging out with your friends or socializing. The fact that she has to compete for you, this makes you a challenge. So if he's a challenge, she naturally wants to try to win him over. So if she's never jealous or fearful of losing you, it's virtually impossible for a woman to maintain love and maintain desire for you. This is why oftentimes when men get into long-term monogamous committed relationships, you slowly watch the woman's desire fade. And it's because he stops doing the things that made him attractive to her in the first place. this goes so deep even when it comes to status, okay? If a man's doing things that's giving him status, meaning he's in certain places or he's in certain locations, or let's say even maybe he's actively doing things in his social life that she can see, what you're going to notice is that as soon as men get into relationships, they flip a switch and they turn into somebody different. Or what they try to do is they try to show a woman how committed they are by changing their lifestyle and their life setup. And the problem with that is it makes you less attractive in that woman's eyes. If she's never jealous or fearful of losing you, she cannot maintain love or desire for you. Now, the reason why this is such a hard concept for a lot of guys to understand or to internalize, like when I say that to you, or when I tell you that, when I say men who date multiple women get treated better, that's kind of shocking to majority of guys. Okay, especially if you're a guy who's brand new to this channel and you're used to long-term relationships or just normal relationships where the guy maybe puts all of his eggs in one basket and gives all of his attention to one girl and then things usually fizzle out. That seems shocking, but here's what you have to remember, okay? Everything you want or everything that you desire in a woman, she desires the opposite. Okay? She wants the opposite of what you want. This is how you maintain attraction. So think about this one thing for a second. Over the years of me doing this on this YouTube channel for you, the hardest thing that I've found, like the hardest concept for men to realize or the hardest concept for men to internalize, is that she sees the world through a totally different lens than you do. When I say she sees the world through a totally different lens than you do, the only way we can start to internalize this is if we look at what both are attracted to. So what are the things that you as a man probably love or desire when you see a woman or when you think of your dream girlfriend or your ideal girlfriend, okay? You probably want a woman who's loyal, okay? Committed to only you, desires to seek no other options, desires to only be by your side, okay? You probably desire a woman that doesn't need to talk to a lot of other men. Think about that. You want a woman who's exclusive to you. You also want a woman who's very, very caring and nurturing deep down, and you probably want a woman who's sweet. This makes a feminine woman. The hardest part for men to internalize is that whatever you desire, chances are she probably desires her exact opposite, which is the dynamic between the masculine and the feminine. So if you were to reverse both of these, what would this look like? Okay? Well, if you love a woman who's loyal, okay, you got to remember that she probably desires a man with options or a man who's able to exercise those options if he wanted to, okay? Who, like, where women look at that guy and they genuinely have to compete for him. You got to understand, that's the opposite of loyalty, but that's what's going to turn her on. Now look at the next step, okay? Sees other women try to get at you. Well, if you desire a woman who doesn't need to talk to a lot of other men, if she sees that a lot of women are trying to actually talk to you or get at you or potentially compete for that one spot as potential girlfriend, that's going to turn her on. Take this a step deeper. You want a woman who's caring and nurturing? Oftentimes women find men who are self-centered or even selfish very attractive and very arousing. When she sees a guy who's selfish, it shows his time's valuable. He puts his time only where he wants. He's probably putting it in the right areas. Good bet for survival. This guy's going somewhere. You desire a woman who's caring and nurturing. She desires a man who's self-centered. When you're self-centered, it shows that you're focused on your own goals. A guy who's focused on his own goals is going somewhere in life. That's going to turn her on. You want a woman who's sweet. She probably wants a man who's a bit of a savage. Does whatever he wants, lives life on his own terms. That's going to be attractive to a woman. It's polar opposite. The hardest thing for most men to realize is that she sees the world through a different lens than you do, and the lens that she views the world through is different. Okay? It's different. So, she feels safe when she sees that other women want you. When other women want you, it like almost does something to her brain where it's like, okay, other women probably want this guy for a reason. I don't know what the reason is exactly, but I want to find out for myself. Okay? If she sees other women want you, she's probably like, okay, this guy either has high social status. Obviously, other women feel safe around this guy. Obviously, other women feel protected around this guy. I want to be by him too. Okay? Now it's funny. It's like when you attract women, it's like naturally you just keep attracting more and more women. Okay? Truthfully, it's kind of similar to business success. When you start making money in life, it's easier to just keep doing deals down the road and building your wealth. But when you're first starting, it's a struggle. It's the same with women. When you become high value and you start attracting women, it's like it's easier to just keep attracting more and more women. So keep that in mind. Now, the way to really, I would say, hammer this home is you need to see the inverse relationships in behavior between how a woman acts when you are monogamous and committed to her versus how her behavior is when she knows that other women want you and when you maybe are dating non-exclusively. Now keep in mind, this doesn't mean you have to sleep with all of the women, but when she sees that you're willing to exercise options and not just say yes to the very first girl that comes along, this is attractive, and I'm going to show you why. What is a woman's behavior like when you are monogamous or committed? Let's take a look at every relationship you've probably ever had. Let's look at every long-term girlfriend you've ever had. Let's look at every single, girlfriend who you thought you would go the distance with, and let's watch how this played out. And it maybe played out over 6 months, maybe a year, maybe 2 years, maybe 3 years, maybe 5 years. But let's actually look how this played out. When you commit to a woman, the desire over time slowly drops, okay? You become predictable. And what I mean by predictable is she knows exactly where you stand. As she knows exactly where you stand, guess what happens? The back of her brain or the back of her mind, she always feels like she can maybe do better. Now, I didn't say she can for sure do better, but in the back of her brain, there's always this what if factor. What if I could do better? What if I could replace this guy and have an even better life? This is what I've been telling you. Women look for survival in a man, okay? It all comes down to safety and survival. She's constantly trying to optimize for the best survival for her. This is what's almost like wired into the biology. So in the back of her brain, she's always saying, maybe I can do better. Maybe I can find a guy who's maybe just a little taller. Maybe I can find a guy who, more financially secure. It doesn't matter what it is. Women optimize for what's missing. And they will start to find things, or they will start to find reasons to exit. Now, take this a step further. Once she's committed, okay, or once you're committed, hypergamy instantly becomes less satisfied. Here's what you're going to notice. You will notice that slowly she has a worse attitude. You're going to notice that slowly she becomes more argumentative and her tone of voice shifts where she becomes disgusted by you. You're going to notice that slowly, okay, there's a lower sexual desire, and then what happens? She exits. And you sit there with a big question mark and you wonder, well, what happened or what did I do wrong? This is normal. This is what happens when a man commits to a woman, closes off all other options, stops displaying the status indicators that made him attractive in the first place, and then shuts down. Now, let's look at her behavior when she likes you and knows that other women want you too. Say this with me one more time. She likes you. She wants to see you. She's giving you good attitude, but she knows other women are after you too. This could be when you guys go to maybe you go out to a social event together. She sees other women are looking at you. This could be on social media. She sees other women liking your pictures or commenting. This could be any display of social success that proves that other women want you, okay? When she sees this, here's what happens. She'll pretend to be upset by it. Like she will pretend to be upset by the fact that other women are into you, but you will notice her desire rise. Her desire rises because now she wants to compete to win you over. She wants to share a man who's desired and compete for his attention with hopes of fully winning him over. Say this with me one more time. She wants to share a man who's desired and she can compete for his attention with high hopes of winning him over. When I say hopes of winning him over, the idea or the illusion or the what if factor, see, this is why over the past few months you've heard me say that fantasy or stimulating a woman's imagination is one of the best ways to make sure that she stays in love. When she has this what if factor in her head, what if he'll commit to me? What if out of all the girls he selects me? What if out of all the women this guy could have, I'm the lucky one who gets to win him over? This what if factor keeps it keeps her trying to compete for you. as it keeps her trying to compete for you, she slowly builds deeper feelings. And you got to remember, a woman's feelings operate on a longer time horizon than yours. Men know if they're attracted to a woman oftentimes right away or within the first few seconds. For a woman to truly fall in love, this takes weeks and months. Maybe weeks and months of her pursuing your approval, pursuing your validation, pursuing your commitment. When a woman pursues you, and especially pursues your approval, this is going to be the best way to really make sure that she loves and desires you on a deep level. What you're going to notice is that she typically will want to sleep with him with every single opportunity that presents itself. And the reason why she'll end up wanting to sleep with him is because she's trying to actually make him fall in love. As she's trying to make him fall in love, she constantly thinks, maybe I'm the lucky girl. Maybe I'm the lucky girl if I just show this guy more intimacy. If I just give this guy one too many kisses. If I just try to tell this man how I'm going to be by his side and be the ride or die. If she tells herself, I'm going to be by this man's side no matter what, and she wants to win him over. She wants to win that guy over. When she does this, she falls in love deeper. Now, these women, what you're going to notice when you make them compete for you and you genuinely are able to exercise options, you're going to notice that these women have the highest desire, and these are the women, they will bring you gifts. These are the women where they show up at your door and they say, hey, I picked you up a coffee, and she just gives it to you. Totally unexpected. These are the women who will constantly give you love and admiration, and these are the women who bring a good attitude. What you'll notice happens as soon as you're monogamous and commit, she sees other women are no longer into you. She sees that you're no longer demonstrating the status type behavior that women respond to, and desire drops. This is why men who date multiple women get treated better. If you like this video, I want you to hit the like button. I want you to go down below. I want you to check out that link in the description for the MBT Masculine Behavioral Technique full-length end-to-end webinar that I put together for you. Hit the like button, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.